Good day, grade 9. This is Sir Paul. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. So let's start our lesson for today. So I have an activity for you. This is called Find Me If You Can. Find a word in the puzzle. Words can go in any direction. Words do not share letters. Number 1, assonance. Number 2, chiasmus. Number 3, device. Number 4, hyperbole. Number 5, irony. Number 6, literary. Number 7, litotes. Number 8, onomatopoeia. Number 9, paradox. Our goal for today is to recognize what figures of speech is used in each sentence, to construct sentences using figures of speech, and lastly, to adopt proper use of figure of speech in communication. What is figure of speech? Let's all find out. Figure of speech. A figure of speech or rhetorical figure is figurative language in the form of a single word or phrase. Figure of speech often provides emphasis, freshness of expression, or clarity. However, clarity may also suffer from their use, as any figure of speech introduces an ambiguity between literal and figurative interpretation. Number 1 is anaphora, the repetition of the same word or phrase at the beginning of successive clauses or verse. For example, in every cry of every man, in every infant's cry of fear, in every voice, in every band, the mind forged manacles I hear. Number 2, antithesis. Antithesis is a figure of speech that juxtaposes two contrasting or opposing ideas, usually within parallel grammatical structures. For example, man proposes, God disposes. Many are called, but few are chosen. Let's go to alliteration, the repetition of an initial consonant sound. Example, he acts silly at times, but was blessed with a brilliant brain. Another is, the hummingbirds hovered in heavenly harmony. Number 4, hyperbole. An extravagant statement, the use of exaggerated term for the purpose of emphasis or heightened effect. For example, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. Or, I've told you a million times. Number 5, irony. The use of words to convey the opposite of their literal meaning. A statement or situation where the meaning is contradicted by the appearance of presentation of the idea. Example, the names of Britain's biggest dog was Tiny. Or, the police station gets robbed. Okay, let's go to number 6, litotes. Litotes is a figure of speech consisting of an understatement in which an affirmative is expressed by negating its opposite. For example, they do not seem the happiest couple around. Or, the ice cream was not too bad. Number 7, metaphor. Metaphor is an implied comparison between two unlike things that usually have something important in common. For example, my brother was boiling mad. Or, the assignment was a breeze. Let's go to number 8, assonance. Assonance is identity or similarity in sound between internal vowels in neighboring words. This allows writers the means of emphasizing important words in a phrase or line, as well as creating a sense of rhythm, enhancing mood, and offering a lyrical effect of words and sounds. For example, son of a gun, dumb luck, stranger danger. Number 9, chiasmus. Chiasmus is a verbal pattern in which the second half of an expression is balanced against the first but with the parts reversed. For example, never let a fool kiss you or a kiss fool you. Another one is you forget what you want to remember and you remember what you want to forget. Number 10, euphemism. The substitution of an inoffensive term for one considered offensively explicit. For example, adult beverages instead of beer or liquor. Chronologically challenge instead of late. Number 11, paradox. Paradox is a statement that appears to contradict itself, but which, upon further examination, contains some kernel of truth or reason. For example, do the thing you think you cannot do, or the more you give, the more you get. Personification, a figure of speech in which an inanimate object or abstraction is endowed with human qualities or abilities. For example, the star danced playfully in the moonlight sky, or the rundown house appeared depressed. Let's move on to metonymy. Metonymy is a figure of speech in which one word or phrase is substituted for another with which it's closely associated. Also, the rhetorical strategy for of describing something indirectly by referring to things around it. For example, Joe's new car was expensive. Ride is metonymy for car. Another one is this class is more intelligent and engaged than the last one. So the class is metonymy for a group of students. Number 14, I have onomatopoeia. The onomatopoeia is the use of words that imitate the sound associated with the object or actions they refer to. For example, the buzzing bee flew away. The sack fell into the river with a splash. Also, we have meow, moo, tweet, oink, and baw. Number 15, oxymoron. A figure of speech in which incongruous or contradictory terms appear side by side. For example, friendly fire, backlight, blacklight, live recording. Number 16, understatement. Understatement is a figure of speech in which a writer or speaker deliberately makes a situation seem less important or serious than it is. For example, deserts are sometimes hot, dry, and sandy. Or also you could say he is not too thin. Also, another one will be it rained a bit more than usual. Number 17, pun. A pun is puns involve words with similar or identical sounds but with different meanings. Their play on words also relies on a word or phrase having more than one meaning. Puns are generally intended to be humorous, but they often have a serious purpose as well in literary works. For example, her cat is near the computer to keep an eye on the mouse. Or another one is, this vacuum sucks. Also, you could say, the wedding cake had me in tears. Number 18, simile. A simile is a figure of speech in which two essentially dissimilar objects or concepts are expressly compared with one another through the use of like or as. For example, light as a feather, fits like a glove, fights like cats and dogs. Lastly, we have synecdoche, a figure of speech in which a part is used to represent the whole. For example, the White House. White House signifies the US president or executive branch. Wheels. Wheels signifies a vehicle. Okay, now that we already know the 19 figure of speech, I have an activity for you. It's called Practice Your Skill. So, in this activity, analyzing figurative language, read the following short story. Look for any example of figurative language like simile, metaphor, hyperbole, personification. Then, identify the sentence or phrase of figurative language by writing it in your notebook or piece of paper. So this is the story. The title is My Big Brother Donnie. Take your time to read it. So that's it for today, grade 9. Thank you so much and see you to our live session. Bye!